Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm on for my final design team project for February for Whichcraft Do You Do, and I'm doing mushroom ephemera this month, leading up to some mushroom themed journals that I'm doing next month. So I have another mushroom kit here, and this is Mushroom Collection Set 2. Now this kit has 24 pages, and it has pages and pages of mushrooms which you can fussy cut, which is so handy for your tags and your journaling cards. It also has some pages of shrubbery. Now again, I've only printed out a few pages. Just thought I'd start with a few because I want to make some tags with you today. So I thought I'd show you the pages that I've printed out. So there are just heaps and heaps of different coloured mushroom pages. So this is the first page I've printed, which are more your tan, brownish styled mushrooms. Now there's heaps of different styles of the mushrooms on all the pages. Just so many different sizes, which is going to be really handy. So even with just a few pages I've printed out, there's going to be stacks and stacks for me to use. I printed out the red ones. Some nice white silverish ones here as well. Don't ask me for all their names, I have no idea. I'll probably learn a whole heap while I'm doing my mushroom journals. So, love the colours in these ones. Got nice black lines around them too, so if you want to use your scan and cut or something to cut around them, that should help heaps. So I'm thinking I might try. Sometimes have a bit of trouble with my scan and cut. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it effectively. Sometimes my papers don't stick to the mats and I've got to wipe them down and everything, and sometimes I find it easier to cut things out, but when you've got a lot of things to do like this, it's handy to have the lines around so you can use your scan and cut. I have these blue ones too. And these ones. I think my printer was again running out of ink because there's a few lines there, so I have to do something about that. So they're the ones I've printed out so far. I thought that should give me enough for a few tags. So, and then I can stick some away in my ephemera folder to play around with whenever I want, which is going to be heaps of fun. So I slaved away yesterday for about an hour, cutting out all of these mushrooms on my scan and cut. Just very thankful for that. I don't mind fussy cutting if it's just a couple of things, but it's nice to have a whole heap to use when I want, so I thought I'd get out the scan and cut all the pages out. So that's awesome. I just put them into these little pockets so they'll be easy to grab. And what I want to do is I have these backgrounds. Now I made these in my last video, so I'll link that down below. They're mixed media backgrounds that I did for a Facebook group challenge. So I just recycled a piece of card that I got out of the letterbox, and I've backed that with some old book page just to give some writing space. And it's basically a book page collage with some gesso, some watercolour, stenciling, stamping, a bit of tissue paper. Now this tissue paper came from Whichcraft Do You Do as well. They wrapped a recent order in it for me, which was lovely, and it's worked perfectly on these. So yeah, these turned out really cool. I love them, and I did them in, I used watercolour pencil for the watercolour and my water brush, and I did them in all different colours because I thought that might go nicely with the mushrooms. So I hope they will turn out nicely. So I want to do 2 little journaling cards or tags or whatever with each of these cards. So I have to cut them down into about halves. I'm not too fussy if they're a bit off. So I've measured them, and these are about 14 wide. So we want them about 7 centimetres each. Hopefully this trimmer works. I've got that many different trimmers around here. Now I did measure it to be, if I go about 5.5, it'll be about there hopefully. Now it doesn't matter if they're a bit of, oh, that's pretty good. But it will do, so I've got 2 there. So I'll just continue and do that with the rest. I know I've got one here that's a bit bigger. I might do that one next so I don't forget. Because all of these were done on a, when you get parcels delivered and you're not home, they leave a little card in your letterbox. These were all done on that, and then this was done on a different sort of junk mail card, which was a bit bigger. So I think I have to do this one at 6, where it says 6 centimetres on this cutter. Put it down here. Yep, that's pretty good. So I'll just finish off cutting these. So the next thing I want to do is just corner round. Now, apologies for my lighting. It is night time, which is casting a whole heap of shadows, but I have noticed it's been quite a bit worse lately. I think my ring light is on the way out. It doesn't seem to be as bright as usual, so I might have to invest in another one, which is a shame. So yes, I'm going to corner around all 4 corners, I think, for this, if I can fit them into my corner rounder. It's not liking all the layers. Might actually grab out one of these ones, might work a bit better. Flying. It's amazing, isn't it? But yes, I think that works a bit better. I'm a bit scared I'm going to break this one, so. Just like the look of the round corners here. So now I'm going to ink around the edges both sides. So I'll use the walnut stain for the browner style ones, and I'll use the forest moss for the green one. It's basically the same colours that I used to do the stenciling on them. And then I think I've got evergreen bough by the looks for the bluer sort of aqua style one. So for these ones, I wanted the blue mushrooms. We've got, you get the same ones in different sizes, which is really cool. So I'm thinking about doing a couple of different sized ones on here. Don't know if I want the big or the small. And then we'll grab another style of mushroom. Maybe the dark blue. I like those ones, they're nice. And that. It looks pretty good as is. I don't know if I want much more, but I did drag out some, got some fibres and papers, just some scraps hanging around. So we'll just see what we've got. Quite like this fluff that's on there. It kind of looks like grass, doesn't it? So I'll cut a bit of that off. Don't know if we want this on both. Do you have all these kings and queens and stuff? And I know your queens heads get all sorts of cool colours. So we could experiment with some of the colours in here. Okay, so let's just ink around our mushrooms. I ink around the stamp as well. I have a bit of fabric glue here, so I'm just going to stick the base of this down with the fabric glue. You could put the stamp on the blank side, would look nice too. No. Don't get carried away. Could rip it a bit too, which I like to do sometimes, but do we want to rip it a bit? I'm just going to go for it. I'm kind of like that. Let's put that on. Stick our little mushrooms down. And I might just stick the fibres down just a tad. Just want to stick it down just a little bit. Maybe I'll put it this way. Tweezers, losing everything here. So I went to pick up my son today. He went out with two of his mates. Mind you, they're about 23. So two of his mates picked him up to go and pick up ingredients to make pie. I thought that was quite odd. So they went and made pie. And then he rang me up to pick him up. They were going to give him a lift home, but he wanted me to pick him up so I could go in and try some pie. They actually made apple and rhubarb pie, and it was delicious. So it was so lovely of them to share some with me. Yeah. Not what I'd expect 23-year-olds to be doing when they get together on their days off and stuff. But that's cool, yeah. And I met the cat that lives in the house, really cool black cat. And when you put your head down, it headbutts you. That's how it says hello. It gives you a nice firm headbutt too, so that was really cool. I did that and I wanted to take it home. I thought it was really cute. So I got to eat apple and rhubarb pie and I got head-butted by a cat. I'm loving these mushrooms on those backgrounds. They have worked out awesome. I was making the backgrounds yesterday and I just wasn't sure about them at all until I finished, and then I really loved them, but I have not much experience at all with mixed media or anything. I find it very hard with crafting to be able to foresee what things are going to look like and where the colours are going to go together and that. And I'm really happy how these have turned out, the backgrounds, and that they go nicely with the mushrooms. So really, really happy. I need to do a lot more mixed media style bits and pieces and get more confidence, I think. I really enjoy doing it, but you make such a mess, don't you? When you do it, you've got to drag out half the craft room and then clean up all this stuff. But it is heaps of fun. So I'm just going to stick these fibres down a bit more as well. If I can, pull them up a bit. So I still want some bits loose and that, but A bit stuck down as well. Okay, so there are my 2 mushroom cards. I think they're really cool. I love them. And that's the back. You could do some stamping and that on the back if it's a bit plain for your liking. Must have all this dust on my desk, I think. So what I might do is go on and finish the other ones, and then I'll come back and show you how they've all turned out. So I've finished all of my little journaling cards. They look beautiful sewn around them with tabs as well, but I'm going to leave them like this, as usual, until I know where I'm putting them in my journals, because that way I'll know whether I need a side tab or a top tab. So these are the ones we did together. So I ended up adding the postage stamps, and I ripped them a little bit, and they're the ones with the fibre. So I think they're gorgeous. They're still a little curled from all the processes that I've done with the gesso and the glue and everything, but I can stick them under another book after to flatten them out. They'll flatten out in the journal anyway. And then that one. And then I've done these red mushrooms. That one's with fibre as well. What did I do on this one? Oh, with this one, I've done just a little bit of, it's a bit of book spine there. Just a bit of brown paper that came from a book spine. And these ones, that's just a bit of fibre from some fabric, which you'll see on the next one. Try and use everything up. And this is the fabric that I pulled the fibres from. And this one's got some corrugated cardboard scrap that I just inked a little bit. And this is some of your packaging that you get that has all the perforations in it. Now these 2 have this, it's moss. Fake moss that I got from Kmart, very cheap in Kmart, a pack of that moss. So I thought I'd use some of that, why not? So I've just stuck that on, it seems to be holding quite nicely. I put 2 stamps on that one, and then I thought I'd go all out and put 3 stamps on this one. I love all the colours. So I love the mushrooms, they look so good on there, I was so happy about that. Wasn't sure about my mixed media backgrounds and the colours and everything, but they've worked out so nicely, and I absolutely love these. So those mushrooms are really cool. So if you're interested in that digital kit, that will be linked down below, so you can go and check that out. And a massive thank you to the lovely ladies at Whichcraft Do You Do. Massive thank you to head office for doing such beautiful digitals. I'm absolutely loving the mushroom ones that I'm using. So I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly had heaps of fun putting those together. And it's the end of the month, which come upon me a bit too quick. So I have a couple of journals coming up next month to finish off, featuring the mushroom kits as well, which are going to be loads of fun. So you should see all the pieces that I've made this month appearing in those journals. So take care, be good, and I will see you again soon. Bye.